Hey, it's James here from eBassGuitar. Today is a very cool day because I'm going to be unboxing the Kala UBass. I'll see you inside the video. So it's time to test the Kala UBass out in action, to give it a fair crack of the whip acoustically first of all, because after all, this is an acoustic instrument. I've got a large diaphragm condenser mic here. So let's hear what this thing sounds like. So first of all, this is really interesting. As I said earlier, I think it's 21-inch scale length. So everything feels much closer together, but it's not unnerving. It feels really natural. There are a couple of technique things that I've spotted straight away, which I think could be really useful because I've seen so many of my eBassGuitar students using these over the years, is that because the frets are closer together, it's much easier to use the one finger per fret technique because it just sits so easily under the hand. It's actually harder to use the Samandal or 4/3 technique. So if you're working up your bass guitar technique and struggling to get all 4 digits working, I could definitely see this could work. Now, volume-wise, it's quite low in volume because it's a bass instrument and it's quite a small body. But if you want to use this for traveling and not annoying your neighbors or your partner, as it would be in my case, I could see this is brilliant because it's not going to boom all around the house. So let's just try up in the top register as well. Yeah, this feels really good. I can see for us bass players, it's definitely really going to come into its own over the first 5 frets of the instrument. So far, super impressed. Feels like I've got a quality instrument in my hand. So it's time to plug this thing in now. Considering there's a Fishman preamp in there, I know Kala are really pushing this for the amplified market. So I'm really excited to hear what this sounds like. Let's plug it in like so. Now, I'm going to make sure my amplifier here is completely flat, so no bass or no treble added. And also, I've already spied that these controls here are center notching. So if you put them in midday, you'll be neither adding any bass, middle, or treble. So let's hear what this sounds like. Why can't I not hear anything? So, slight false start there. You can see nothing was working there initially. So what I've just discovered here, this little switch here, as well as putting it into tuner mode, it also acts as a mute. So if you take it out, it turns the tuner off and the bass on like so. So let's hear what this sounds like amplified. I'm going to just turn it up, give it a little bit more volume. Wow, I am so impressed. This sounds incredible. This really, to me, is starting to turn into an instrument in its own right. Obviously, you may know this concept originally came from the world of ukuleles, but they just called it a UBass because really, I think it is an instrument designed to be used in its own right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up some bass now so you can hear this in action. Great, like that. Let's scoop out some middle as well. Let's see what we get like this. Like that, love it. And then let's put some treble on. We can see what this sounds like. So that's really pulling out the top end frequencies of it. So far, I'm super impressed with it. So the acid test for me is, what does this thing sound like in a band situation? So to mimic that best, I'm going to grab some backing tracks across 3 different styles so you can hear this instrument in action and make up your own mind. I'd love you to let me know what you think of the sound of this bass in the comments below this video. So the first genre or technique of music that I want to test out is walking bass. Starting with some jazz seems the most logical place because because after all, this is an acoustic instrument. So let's check out what So What sounds like. So what I want to do now is go from the sublime to the ridiculous and play you a rock song with a pick and really put this instrument through its paces. This is a track from our Epic Grooves backing album at eBassGuitar called Light from the Stars, which is inspired by the great band Muse. So for this last example, I wanted to test out some funky fingerstyle playing. So here is a track called Listen to the Sounds, which is inspired by the Doobie Brothers. So to wrap up, I 100% see why these are gaining incredible popularity with my students over at eBassGuitar, and I can definitely see why this can be a great gateway into developing some fantastic bass guitar technique. But don't forget, it's an instrument in its own right. So make sure you check out the Kala UBass. We'll put some links in the description below where you can go and check it out on their website. Cheers, I've been James from eBassGuitar.com, and I'm sure you'll be seeing this in more videos.